already get tested every day, but this is gonna be the test and stuff where it shows if you really believe in the Lord. And like the brother's been saying and stuff, this is what's gonna separate the boys from the men. You see, we're gonna see who really have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai and who don't. You see, right? So this is verse 62 again. It says, "Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing, wherefore the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So they died." It says, "And there was a great wrath upon Israel." You see, right? Right, and that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen and stuff when they fully make the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? The MOTB and stuff. They're gonna make it mandated. You know, they're gonna mandate it. You see, right? Mm. This is Revelations chapter 13, and I'll start at 14. And it says, matter of fact, I'm gonna get this first. This is this First John 2 and 15. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. It says, And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever." You see, right? Like it. Let me get this James. That's what I wanted. My bad. This James 4 and 4. It says, ye adulterers and adulteresses. Now you have fornication and stuff that goes into idolatry, because if there's another deity that you follow and you are Israelite and stuff, and guess what? You committed fornication. You know what I'm saying? Idolatry as well. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right? You're spiritually cheating on the Lord. You see? It said, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High?" And when you go into that word enmity, it's the word ector, and it means hostility. You know what I'm saying? It shows that you want to make war with the Lord and stuff. And Esau, Edom has already done it and stuff. And you're going to have a lot of Israelites that's going to do that too once they mandate this stuff, because a lot of people ain't spiritually strong. And it says, "Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High." You see? Right? So I want to get this. Go back to that Revelations, because a lot of people are going to yield. Uh, it's back in Revelations 13 and 14. It says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast," meaning the system, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image, the New World Order. It says to the beast, it says, "Which had the wound by a sword and did live." You see, right? Because this is Rome all over again. You know, Rome fell economically. Well, guess what? America is going to fall economically as well. You see, and it says, verse 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the." Uh, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak come to pass." Because the MOTB is already here, but they ain't mandated yet. I mean, they ain't making mandatory yet, but they will soon. You know what I'm saying? And that Fed now is the prelude into it. You know what I'm saying? You're not using cash anymore and stuff, because they want to be able to track everything that you do. You see, right? Which is going to put a lot of individuals, you know what I'm saying, who, because look, they're gonna all that cash app and all that stuff, all that's gonna be done. It's gonna be underneath the Fed now, where it still works like the cash app, where you're still able to send money and whatnot and stuff, and receive money, right? But the thing is that it will be tracked. It will be no longer no under the table movements. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right. So it says, you're gonna have to go back to the old-fashioned barter system and stuff, where you change trading goods for this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying, right? Right, depending on what it is that you want. Right, verse 15 again. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many are killed." Right, you're going to the word worship, meaning that you're gonna have to kiss the ring, to prostrate, to bow down, to prostrate oneself in homage, do reverence to, adore worship. Right. Right. Or other than that, you're gonna be killed. right? And they got these big ass buildings that they don't take down, that they don't make into homeless shelters, soup kitchens and whatnot and stuff, right? Those are going to be concentration camps. You see, you know, right? And it says, verse 16, it says, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, meaning no matter what your status is, right? You so-called free out here, you know what I'm saying? You know, what you ain't free and stuff because you got digital yokes. I mean, not digital yokes. They finna make a digital yoke with the digital ID, but what it is that the yoke is your, right now and stuff where you still can use it, is your ID, social security, and birth certificate and passport. You see, right? Right? Those are the yokes because that's what you need and stuff to cross from different countries and whatnot, from different states and countries. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much you need permission, right? Right? So no matter what your status is, because people still think that they free and stuff, and it's like, nah, you ain't free. If you need ID, social security card and stuff just to work, you know what I'm saying? You know, or to gain some type of funds, that means that you ruled by another. You see, right? And it says, verse 16 again, it says, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, it says, or in their foreheads, meaning the brain. It says, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, right? So buy or sell, you know, transactions, you know what I'm saying, right? You know, and it says, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. It says, verse 18. It says, "Here is the wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. And that man's name is George Joseph Lord. You know what I'm saying? His first, middle, and last name and stuff has 6 characters or 6 letters in it. You see, 666. You see, and the thing is that uh, the thing is that he was also the one who created the UPC code, Universal Product Code. You know what I'm saying, right? And you'll be a product of the government. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you'll be owned by the government and whatnot and stuff, right? And the thing is that well, you're a product of the government anyways and stuff if you got a birth certificate. You know what I'm saying, right? But anyways, um, you know, it got the barcode and whatnot on everything that you buy and stuff, and you got with that barcode, you got you got 2 parallel lines and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's on the left, right, in the middle, and all the way to the right, and that represents the number 6. You see, you know. And the thing is that when you go into that word mark, back in verse 17, it's the word charagma. You know what I'm saying? And it means a stamp or etching. Remember the etch a sketch? It had that you had all that sand, but you had to etch in with whatever that needle was and whatnot, right? And the thing is that what they use is what's called a credula. You know what I'm saying? Where they're gonna put it underneath your skin, and guess what? It can come in many different forms, but you want to stay away from. Well, the Lord said, "Don't make any decisions." You know what I'm saying? So, it says in matter of fact, let me just grab it. This is Leviticus chapter 28. No, verse 19, verse 28, and it clearly says, it says, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in thy flesh." It says for the dead. It says nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Right. So when you go into that word marks, right, it's the word kwai kwai. You know what I'm saying? And it means incision or gash. You know what I'm saying? Right. So there's some sort of lacerating utensil, you know what I'm saying, so it can be underneath your skin. You see? You know, right? Right? And the thing is that the people you're gonna the way it happens is that you're gonna get enticed with either the benefits, what it can do, what type of protection, the convenience. That's one of the that's one of the temptations that they're gonna bring forth is that it could be convenient, you know. But I say like this: if fucking China and Russia and stuff can hack America's military computers and whatnot and stuff, if that's the case, without the help of Edward Snowden, if they can do that on your own and whatnot and stuff, then guess what? You could ask somebody shit. You see, take the funds. You know, right, right, right. So don't do this. This is back in Revelations. Oh God, this is back in Revelations 14, Revelation 14 and 9. And it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? And you got Russia. You got Russia. They got a missile that's called Satan 2. They got a Satan, meaning that number one, you know what I'm saying? Then they got a second version of Satan. So it's Satan 2. And the thing is that it has enough power and stuff to blow up all of Texas. You see? Of all of Texas and stuff, right? So all they need is for them to really destroy the America. But it's going to be other nations, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be shooting America down as well. And the thing is that it's going to be, the scriptures talk about 200 million missiles. You see? They talk about 200 million missiles. You see? And the thing is, uh, 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 you're going to be enticed. You're gonna be enticed. You know, only way for you to get judged and whatnot is if you're gonna be enticed and stuff, because the Lord said He would keep thee from the hour of temptation, and that's all Israel. See, you know, right? So it says, verse 11, it says, and the smoke of their torment extended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night. It says, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Now, it don't mean that you don't go to sleep. You will get rest and whatnot and stuff, but you're gonna constantly. It's like you're gonna be consistently on. That makes sense, right? So this is so you don't want to take it. You don't want to take it. So this is Revelation 16:2. Well, I'll start with verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out your vials upon the wrath upon the earth. I mean, upon the wrath of the wrath of Yahweh Shah upon the earth. It says, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword on the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Right? And when you go into that word noisome, it's the word kakos, and no, it's like it. Sword. I gotta go to sword. This is the word sword. It says not necessarily ulcer, but it has to be a cancerous injury and stuff that emits pus. You see, and the brother, I don't know his name, but his page is GMS Watchman, and he showed a picture where you had this Edomite. You could tell by the foot. It could have been somebody that's light skinned who's the same, right? And all you saw was that he had the MOTB and stuff in his foot, in his right foot at that. And the thing is that it kept pussing out blood. What I'm saying? Blood kept shooting out of it and stuff like a geyser. What I'm saying? Pulsating and stuff almost. What I'm saying? Right? It was gushing out. And the thing is that he received it, and then guess what? A cancerous sore came out and stuff. And the next, because the reason why it's going to be cancerous is because it's emitting. I think it's emitting. What I'm saying? When the device sends out frequencies and whatnot. What I'm saying? It's sending out also radiation. What I'm saying? We know what radiation does to people and stuff. It gives them cancer. You see, right? Right? It gives them cancer, right? And that's what would develop. What I'm saying? If you get this, right? So in verse 2, it says, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth. It says, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men, right? And when you go into the word men, right, it's anthropos, right? It says human being. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be men, women, and children. You see? Because part of their little test run was that if your dog run away, if your cat run away and stuff, you're going to always know where it's at and stuff, and it can be tracked. Well, guess what? A lot of people are going to be astound when it comes down to that miracle. You know, I can follow them even if they don't have their phone on them. You know what I'm saying? And the people are gonna want to get it. You know what I'm saying, right? It says, and brothers had a dream. How there's I think it's brother Amawan Gabar. He had he had he said he had a dream that he saw brothers from Great Millstone, especially, I mean, not from brothers from Great Millstone, you know what I'm saying, taking the MOTB. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's why you got to hope. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't sit up here and be like, yeah, we party elect. You know what I'm saying? We this, that, and the third. No, you got to hope. Because if the man of Great Millstone, which his name is Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakai, Apostle Ronlov, and the bishops on down, and the elders on down and stuff, right? And those who follow the ways of Great Millstone, right? Or men of valor and whatnot and stuff, right? The thing is that if uh, uh, the thing is that, you know, well, when it comes down to the top four kings of Israel, God, king, priest of Israel, right? The thing is that uh, um, they've been in this truth for like 40, well, especially Pastor Hart. He been in this truth for 40 plus years and stuff until this day and stuff. He's still saying humbly that he hoped that he make it and stuff because he well understands that the Lord can use an individual and stuff and dish him out right afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You know, right, right, right. So it says, all right. So don't this so don't get it. This is Isaiah 66 because you know you got what people call the UFOs, right? I want to say it's Daniel 7 and 9. Bear with me. It's Daniel 7 and 9 because it's not just going to be missiles. You know, as it says in Ezekiel 1 and 22, it talks about the terrible crystal. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much a laser beam and stuff from the chariots. And you've seen that movie called World of War or War of Worlds. You know what I'm saying? With Tom Cruise. Every time people got hit by those alien ships and whatnot and stuff, they turned into dust. And the scriptures do say, and scriptures do say in I think it's Second Ezra 16, who shall not utterly be powdered, no, who shall not utterly be beaten to powder. You see, you know. So this is Daniel 7 and 9. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. The Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. This is the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And the hair of his head like the pure wool. It says, his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels a burning fire. You know what I'm saying? Because the chariots of the Lord and stuff is usually equated with UFOs, flying saucers. According to the Pentagon, they call them UAPs, right? And they're in a circular. Uh, uh, they're built like a circle. You know what I'm saying? You know, like when it come down to a roll, like how Ezekiel looked at it and stuff, right? Or was it Zechariah? When it come down to a roll is round. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to a wheel is round like a circle. So that's how they're shaped. Now, of course, there's other ones and stuff that's shaped differently. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, it's going to be this circular ship, right? So it says, verse 10, it says, a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. It says, verse 11, it says, I beheld, then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed. It says, and given to the burning fire. Uh, Look at, well, the scripture says, scripture talk about how his mouth opens, and they did the fire did what he said, right? And that's talking about giving commandments and stuff to the chariots, right? So I'm gonna get this. This is Isaiah 66 and 15. Well, right, this Revelations chapter 1 and 7. This is Revelation chapter 1 and 7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, right? It says, and every eye shall see him. You know what I'm saying? Um, when you go to when you go to wait a minute. When you go to what's it called, military.com or something like that, it was an article on one of these military websites, and they were saying that there's something uh, extremely massive and stuff has entered into our solar system. You know what I'm saying? And then also sending also smaller probes, meaning smaller chariots. You know what I'm saying? Towards Earth before it. You know what I'm saying? But it's massive and it's coming towards Earth. You see, right? And uh, 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 pretty much um, uh, uh, that's the same scripture in Ezekiel, the first chapter, where it says a wheel within a wheel. You know what I'm saying, right? So this back in Revelations 1:7, because there's gonna be two jobs. You know what I'm saying? That them chariots gonna do. They're gonna fry individuals, and then they also gonna beam individuals up. You see? Right? And it says, Revelations 1:7, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so among, right? And it also proves reincarnation, because it says those who pierced him. Remember, he got pierced 2,000 years ago, and so when he was being crucified, right? So that means that those same ones are born again. They're not born again in the spirit, but born again instead of being reincarnated where their spirit is in another flesh. You know what I'm saying? Till this day, to this day, in the flesh till this day, and in the flesh to this day and whatnot and stuff, and probably in the military and whatnot, and the Lord got dibs on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, that kill is mine. You see? You know, right? So this is Luke, this Luke 19 and 27, and it says this Luke 19 and 27. It said, but those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, Israelites, bring hither and slay them before me. You see? Because you also going to have, well, this is going to be afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But once everybody's destroyed and whatnot and stuff, and the elected stuff is beaten up in the chariots, if you ain't no chariot already because you died or passed away and stuff, while in the truth and still believing on Yahweh Shem Yahshai, pretty much what's going to happen is that those who's other 144,000 and stuff, you know what I'm saying, they're going to come through, they're going to come back and come through, you know what I'm saying, and gather up all those and stuff who's in a bunker. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to be Israelites. It's going to be in a bunker, be in bunkers, and then it's also going to be heathens. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be in bunkers? Now the Israelites that's going to be in bunkers, they're going to get slain. You see, Isaiah the 63rd chapter, right? They're going to get slain by the sword. But when it comes down to the heathens, they're going to get captured so they can build up our kingdom. You see? Just like how we build up America, they got to build up our kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But our kingdom is not going to be asphalt and concrete. Our kingdom is going to be gold and precious stones. You see? Right? World without end. Right? So this Isaiah 66 and 15. It's Isaiah 66 and 15. It said, for behold, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai will come with fire. It says, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Right? Because the laser beams are hot as hell too. Verse 16. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. You see? Right? So this Isaiah 65 and 12. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Damn. And choose what I delighted not. It says, verse 13, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord, Lord power, Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink and be but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Because it's like this. You've been told. And matter of fact, I ended off with that. One of my favorite scriptures is Proverbs 5:11. It says, verse 12, it says, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof? For the Lord's hands been stretched out by the way of his prophets. It says, verse 13, it says, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to them that instructed me. And the scripture says that it should be blasphemy and gnashing of teeth. You know what I'm saying? Why they get Sarah Connor from Sarah Connor from Termination 2 judgment day, right? I'm gonna skip to verse 11. It says, and thou mourn at the last when thy flesh and thy body consumed. So I'm gonna get one more. This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, right? And when it comes down to a nuclear missile, well, when it, when it come down to them lasers, you know what I'm saying? As soon as they touch you and stuff, you gonna turn into powder. But when it comes down to those missiles and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? What happens is that, most people think that the missile will have to hit the ground and stuff and then it explode. No, it's going to explode before it hits the ground in the heat that it immerses. You know what I'm saying? What it does is that it makes everything into an oven. You know what I'm saying, right? So if the missile is able to burn, let's say 200 or 500 million, you know what I'm saying, million degrees and whatnot and stuff, the ground's going to be millions of degrees, be 250 million degrees. 200, like say if let's just say 5 million. Say if it's 5 million, I don't know how hot it can get. You know what I'm saying? I can need to look it up. But if it's 5 million, if it's 5 million degrees, you know what I'm saying? That means the ground is 5 million degrees. That means that if you somewhere in your basement and stuff, that's going to be 5 million degrees. You know what I'm saying? If you on an edge or you're a rock climber or some shit and whatnot and stuff, guess what? On the sides of the earth and whatnot and stuff, that's going to be 5 million degrees. You see? And depending on how much the heat stretches up when it comes down to the sky, that's going to be 5 million degrees. And I'm just using 5 million degrees and stuff because I know, I'm going to use an example because I really don't know how much it will burn and whatnot, but it's most definitely in the millions. So no matter where you are and stuff, it's going to burn. That's why you would need a nuclear bunker and stuff to survive nuclear war. And a lot of people are not going to have that. So guess what? They're going to be stuck. And it's not just going to be America that's going to get blown to smithereens. You're going to also have other parts of the country and stuff that's getting blown to smithereens as well. But guess what? A lot of them going to be alive and stuff. So the 144,000 can come through and stuff and slaughter them with Yahweh Shai and stuff doing damage, just like Thanos was when he came with his fleet. So I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Harakakrodash. Double honor to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which you ought to be. Shalom, wa ba pa ba, Kwam Yasharala.